house, you fucking slob. But whatever. What else? Wait, what were we? Where were we going with this? We were going somewhere with this, but we were talking Anthony Joshua. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention too was the UFC fight.
Oh yeah.
O'Malley and Vera on Saturday night, and maybe somebody can explain this to me because I did have this is like not a legit question, I guess, but like it's a little bit tongue in cheek. But why is it whenever somebody like just takes like a brutal beating and doesn't take a knee or go down, everybody celebrates it like they won the fight? Like this kid Vera ate a knee from O'Malley, a bad one, and like took it in the face. And everybody was like, oh my God, he ate that knee and still didn't go down. Oh, what a warrior. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like that's his job, is to not go down, is to eat the knee and not go down. He didn't go down. He ate the knee. Still lost. Like I'm not, and again, I'm not saying and maybe, I don't know, I've eaten punches in my day and not, you know what I mean, and been like, you know, I've gotten punched in the face and just turned and looked at the person and been like, really?
Yeah.
Is this really what you want to do? And they're like, never mind, my bad. And then it's on from there. But why is it that, like, we all, like, everybody, like, all of a sudden, like, Facebook's just, like, alive with all of these people that are celebrating this guy because he didn't go down. And again, and it's like the kid with the green hair from Mansfield. Remember when O'Malley was just using his face as a punching bag?
Oh yeah, I figured.
Tough as fucking nails. I get it.
Yeah.
But there was never any question as to who was going to win that fight. O'Malley won that fight from bell to bell, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, but he took all those punches and didn't go down." I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, kid's got an iron jaw. Still get your ass kicked."
Right.
Like, there's no like. Again, this comes back to my like. My stance on the Lakers. There is no like, well, you know, we got to the Western Conference Finals, good year. No, like we didn't win. We're not raising a banner in October. Then it was a failure of a fucking year. If you didn't win, you didn't win. Right. There's no moral victories, especially in an octagon.
Right.
Like, okay, cool. So now you get to go home and ice your face for the next 7 to 10 days.
Yep.
Reduce the swelling, hopefully. Hopefully you don't have anything broken.
Oh, he broke it.
And, yeah, okay, so now you got to go do all this shit. And like,
his orbital bone's broken.
And like what? Now what? It's like a badge of honor? Like, nah, dude, you get your fucking ass kicked. Yeah. Like, sorry.
Going for the championship, too.
To me, there is no fucking silver lining there. There is no silver lining. I'd rather get knocked out within the first 30 seconds and have one bruise on my chin or one black eye.
Then last 5
rounds.
Then
go 5 rounds of just somebody using my face as a fucking punching bag.
I know.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't understand this, like, fucking mentality. This loser mentality. Because that's all it is to me, is a loser mentality.
You just hope to God that you can get that knockout shot. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, oh, man, I lost 2 rounds because I've been getting my ass beat. This fight, I'm never going to turn it around. Like, you got to hope to God that you can get that knockout shot. And there was a couple times where I thought Vera snuck in a couple nice. He fucking hit him in the stomach so hard when the bell rung on fucking on round 5.
But I just don't. Do you understand what I'm saying though? Like,
I know about there's no moral victories.
I'm not a lunatic, right? Like, because people celebrate it and they're like, oh my God.
I think they're more or less just.
He was so impressive. He's still never been knocked down in his career. I'm like, yeah, cool. He's still got a losing record.
Yeah, he got his ass beat.
Like, who gives a fuck if you can not get knocked down all you want? And I guess maybe they're like, well, you can't win if you get knocked down. That's bullshit. I've seen guys get knocked down, then get up and deliver a knockout blow and win.
Right.
So that's bullshit.
I think that's what the guy was trying to do.
Like, just trying to get lucky, having a puncher's chance. And again, and I don't know anything about the skill level of these two dudes. Like, I know when, like, Nick Matinu fought O'Malley a couple years ago, the kid with the green hair.
Yeah.
And he was just getting popped and popped and popped and popped and popped and kept coming.
Right.
That was like, that kid, I think he found out about that fight, like, within a week of it happening.
Really? Yeah.
So
just
that wasn't like a
unprepared.
planned. It wasn't like a planned thing. It wasn't like a big build up. Like, but this one, I feel like I don't think that was that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't follow the UFC that
I
closely.
think this was going on for a little while now.
But I think this one, yeah, I feel like I've known about this one for a
This
while.
was a championship fight.
All right, so then these guys have known about this.
Yeah, this was a
All right, so then there's
championship
even
fight.
less.
This was for
like
the belt.
when Moutinho went in and didn't get knocked down by that guy.
Yeah.
That to me was like, all right, this kid didn't know about this fight 8 days ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? Or
Are you
six,
sure? Yeah, that's nuts.
It was. I know it was on short notice. I don't know
Yeah,
how short of notice.
Right, but still short enough to be like, what the fuck are you doing,
Yeah,
dude? You know
like,
what I mean?
he was definitely
good
a
luck.
fill-in because I'm pretty
Right.
sure the guy O'Malley was supposed to fight get suspended for steroids or something, and they needed to fill the card.
I remember talking about this.
I can't
just
remember
don't-
exactly
yeah,
how it
yeah.
went.
We're not big UFC guys.
All right, and
we
if I'm,
like it.
and
I
if I'm
enjoy
way
it.
off, and if I'm way off here, I apologize.
Yeah,
I
call
don't,
in and let us the fuck know.
I
in
don't
the
really know, but
comments.
to me, there's no like watching Moutinho do what he did was infinitely more impressive than watching whatever this guy did. Vera did on Saturday night because Moutinho didn't know about this fight. Like I said, he was on short notice. Probably was, going way up in skill level from where he had previously been, training. Like, we had Connor on, a year, I'd say 14 months ago.
Was that how long? Yeah.
And, he was one of Moutinho's training partners, and he told us, like, kid's tough as nails, and he wants a shot at O'Malley because he beat his boy. And, like, he came out on this show and said it, that he wanted to, get after this kid.
Right.
O'Malley's doing pretty well for himself. He's doing all right. He's still beating everybody.
Yep.
But my thing is this, right? There's no moral victories in not get. Like, I don't care if you lose the fight, you lose the fight. I don't care if you get knocked down 15 times and got back up. You got knocked down 0 times and just took a beating.
Right.
Like, to me, whatever. You still fucking lost.
Right.
Now, the other part of this is the 2 fights I've ever seen O'Malley fight, he's failed to knock the guy down. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's never knocked anybody down or out. I know he has because I've seen the highlights.
Right.
But I'm starting to wonder if maybe this is more of an O'Malley thing, where maybe this guy doesn't have this vicious knockout power like they claim he does, and they're building it up because he's feasting on a bunch of shitty fighters. The guys that just aren't as good
Right.
or aren't as tough. And he's feasted on them, and then, the UFC is going to build him up, right? So they're going to show his highlight reel, and they're going to show you all his knockouts and all his power because that's what everybody wants to see. But the 2 fights I've seen him, he's failed to knock down 2 people.
Right.
So
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe O'Malley just doesn't throw hands like everybody thinks he throws hands,
I've only
or knees, or elbows, or whatever. Because apparently this kid ate a knee that was like a monstrosity. And again, no one ever wants to get a knee to the face. That sucks. But when your adrenaline's pumping, anybody who's ever been in that situation, when your adrenaline's going, it takes a lot to knock you down and out. Like, it's a fight, that fight
Yeah.
or flight.
That dude Vera's ranked 5th.
Okay, so he's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
He's a really good fighter. He's a top 5 fighter. That's excellent. And again, I'm not taking anything away from the guy, but I don't understand like this loser mentality where we celebrate like, wow, he didn't get knocked down. Well, yeah, no shit, he did. I would expect him not to get knocked down. I expect him to fucking win. Like, he's supposed to give this guy a fight. Like, he's not getting in the ring for charity. He's not just getting in there like, oh, gee shucks, guys. Can't wait to go get my face punched in. Let's hope I stay on my 2 feetsies.
Yeah, I know.
No, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure Vera didn't go in there thinking like, damn, I hope I don't get knocked down. I'm sure he went in there thinking, damn, I want to win this shit. I don't know. I just feel like it's a very loser mentality.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it just for, I think, the reasons why you don't. Like everything you just said, but that's because when I saw him eat that fucking knee, I was just like, how the fuck? The only thing I could think of was how the fuck is this guy still standing right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was all I was fucking thinking
I mean,
about.
don't get me wrong. You can be impressed by it and say like, damn, this kid can take a beating. But like, when I'm not here to celebrate it, like, I'm not gonna write home and be like, wow, did you see the knee that kid took and didn't get fucking knocked out? Like, yeah, who cares? Like, all right, cool, he didn't get knocked out. Like, obviously, the knee, as bad as it wasn't bad enough to knock him out.
Right.
Okay, so what are we talking? What are we celebrating here? What are we revering? Like, we had this argument on the show a couple years ago when Conor McGregor tapped out. And we had people calling in saying Conor's a bitch for tapping. And saying people saying I would never tap out. I would never tap out. I'd go to sleep before I tapped out. No, tapping out just is, that's an acknowledgement of, okay, you beat me. Game's over. Checkmate.
Right, facts.
Like, I don't need to get choked out to know you're about to choke me out.
Right.
Like, we can just go and stop there. Cool. Like, that's the point.
You won, bro.
you won by submission. That's the idea. Like,
right.
And half of, like, losing by submission is knowing you're submitted.
Right.
And being like, fuck. Like, you can't get out. Like, knowing, like, all right, I can't get out of this. I just lost the fight.
Yep.
It's the same as being knocked out with still having your wits about you.
Right.
There's no shame in tapping. Like, but these people, like, I don't understand it. Like, it's just like everyone's like, you didn't get knocked down. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not impressed by that.
Right.
I'll be impressed if you win. Somebody beats fucking O'Malley, I'll be impressed.
I know.
Because every single fight I've seen the guy fight, he's laid waste to whoever he's fucking fought.
Right.
And I'm starting to wonder if, the skill level, the weight class this guy's in maybe isn't that good.
Yeah, that's true too.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
enough about it. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't follow it that well. I don't follow it much. It's fun. It's entertaining. If it's on, I'll watch it.
Right.
And
I
I'll
do
certainly
like the
watch the
hype.
highlights on Twitter the day after.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. Like, yeah, okay, cool. Kid didn't get knocked down. Like, what am I supposed to fucking like
Suck
what,
his dick.
am I supposed to suck his dick? Like, put him on a pedestal? Like, we're building a statue for him outside MSG? Like, what are we doing here? Like, oh, he's fought O'Malley and didn't get knocked down. All right, well, so did Matino. Like, it's not the first time I've seen this happen.
Yeah, true.
Or, like, what are we talking about? I don't get it. But I just feel like it's so funny to me how people make such a big deal out of that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you don't understand. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. I'm like, well, I've seen two people do it now. Literally the only two fights I've ever seen O'Malley do.
I know. That's where. That's so funny that those are the only two fights that you've seen is where he did. I mean,
And he didn't knock
but I'm
anybody
not
out
saying
or
it
down.
happens every other time. I'm just saying there is a lot of fucking fights where like O'Malley's just like pop just once. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh,
shit.
don't get me wrong. I mean, you and I both know it takes one punch
Yeah.
to end
yeah.
somebody's night.
He is a good striker. That's the thing. He's very good striking standing up. Like,
Listen, I see him. He goes in, he throws hands, he hits what he's aiming for, and he hits it a lot, and he hits it efficiently.
Right.
That's not the problem. The problem is that the guy's still on his fucking 2 feet after the end of every round.
Right.
At least in the two fights I've seen him fight. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I could get in the ring and throw hands with him and not get knocked the fuck out because, well, I mean, I'm not a trained fighter, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it's just a weird.
Weird celebration.
Yeah, it's like a weird flex, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, nah, dude. Like, a loss is a loss.
Right.
There are no moral victories or silver linings in losses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in a fight, like you either win or you don't. There's
Right.
no like, it's not like when you race in a race and you're like, all right, well, I finished top 3 out of 40. You're like, all right, good day. Nothing to hang a hat on.
Right.
Or it's
Is it weird though? Because I don't take much away. Like I don't take away from like Conor McGregor because his leg broke and he couldn't fight. You know what I mean?
I don't take anything away from him. He fucking broke his leg. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, he's done.
I know, but like he still lost the fight. But it's like that loss I don't hit as hard as like any other loss. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it was an actual loss. You know what I mean? I'm like,
No.
no, that was bullshit.
No,
You know
he
what I
broke
mean?
his leg. Like, I mean, shit
Yeah.
happens. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like, yeah, he lost the fight,
Right.
and it'll go down as an L.
Under circumstance, right? But
But
under
I'm not
circumstance,
I'm not sitting here being like, wow, Connor,
Yeah.
fucking rugged,
Right.
bro, broke his leg.
Right.
Fucking, yeah, that's a win in my book.
Right. No.
Nope.
No.
It's still not a win. If you put money on O'Malley on Saturday night or Friday or whatever it was,
You're fucked.
you won. You won because he won the fight. The other guy, if you put money on the other guy, you didn't win because, and you can sit there and say, well, he didn't get knocked down. He didn't get knocked down. Okay, cool. Like, did he win? No? All right. Then that goes as a fucking loss. It's like playing the Patriots in 2007. Do you think the Baltimore Ravens, after losing that Monday night game, went back to the locker room thinking like, hey, We gave them all. Yeah.
I know, right?
We came the closest, boys.
Yeah, no.
Nobody's beat them yet. And we came the closest. We're good.
Yeah, no.
We're not a 5-win team. We're really a 16-win team in disguise.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, there are no fucking moral victories. Like, you go into Kansas City and you lose to the Chiefs on a field goal at the buzzer, you still lost to the fucking Chiefs. It doesn't matter how close you came.
Yep, you double doink it, you lost.
Yeah, I mean, basketball, like, no, you lose. You win, you lose. There are no silver linings. There is no silver lining for the Lakers taking the Nuggets, getting swept by the Nuggets last year and being like, well,
we shouldn't even have been there anyway.
3 out of those 4 games were final possession games.
Right.
I mean, we had a chance to beat them at the end every single time. 3